Okie dokie, I'm going to show you how I make my Interference Violet Cell Activator. Now, this is a dried one from the other week. That's the Interference Blue that I used, and that is the Interference Violet. So once that gets a coat of resin on it, it'll go really bright and shiny and bling. But you can see this really easy. Now, the trick to it is using Amsterdam pearl paints. Alright, so when they're on a black base and they dry, they darken. They're a lot more visible. So what I'm going to do is show you how I make mine. Naturally, we'll be using the Amsterdam pearl paint. Acrylic heavy gloss gel. You can use this with just your mica powder if you want. It'll still work. This just makes it darker, makes it stand out a bit more. Okay, so get our little cut. I'm going to use some Harry and Wilma Lilac, which is a interference purple. Gorgeous colour. Grab my little spoon here. Big scoop of it, because I love bling. Put that in. Wear a mask, you don't want to breathe this stuff in. Going to use Aussie Floetrol. Later on I'll do some episodes where you don't have to use this. But for today, this is what I'm using. So, give it a really good shake. This stuff separates in the container, so you want to make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Always. Right. Pop the lid off that, childproof lid. Okay. Going to grab a teaspoon of Floetrol. Add that to it. Like so. And mix it in. You want to make sure there's no lumpy bits in it. You want to make sure it's all dispersed into the Floetrol. Doesn't take too long with this one because it's a really fine mica powder. So with interference pigments, they look white until they hit the light at certain angles, and then they'll change the colour of what the interference pigment is, whether it be pink, blue, red, yellow, purple, whatever. Alright, so it looks white until, hard to see, but you'll see the purple appear through it. Okay. Alright, so that's mixed in pretty good. There's no lumpy bits. It only takes a minute, so that's pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is grab the Acrylic Heavy Gloss Gel. Grab some out onto my little paddle pop stick here. Alright, and we're going to go about half a spoonful. We'll grab the Amsterdam. Half a spoonful. So it's 50-50. Blob that into our mix. Now the reason I use the heavy gloss gel is to thicken it up. That way I can mess around with my consistencies and they don't end up too thin. It's better to be too thick than too thin because you can always thin it out. Now this stuff takes a while to mix in. So what I'll do is fast forward this bit as I mix it. Okay, So you should end up with a thick sort of tube paint consistency. Okay, we'll grab our Floetrol again. Another scoop. Another scoop. Now that there would be 3 to 1. So 3 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint. Mix it in. Super easy to do. It's super effective. Alright, check consistency. That's still quite thick. I usually go 4 to 1 or 5 to 1 with this mix, depending on whether I'm doing a bloom or a swipe or whatever. Alright, so that's 5 teaspoons of Floetrol that's in that, which isn't really a lot of Australian Floetrol. Alright, mix that in thoroughly. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So it runs off the stick pretty easy. Like that. Nice and droopy. Alright, we'll use this and we'll do a swipe. See how it looks. Alrighty, so I've put down black pillow paint, which over here in Australia is British Paint's Low Sheen Interior Walls Clean and Protect. So that's just my straight pillow paint. Nothing's added to it, it's not watered down, it's just straight out of the can, and I transfer it into little squeezy bottles like this to make it easy to put it down. Alright, so grab our little palette knife. We'll use our cell activator we've just made up. Alright, so we'll put some of that on there and do a swipe. Bada boom, bada bing, purple CA. Now remember, as this dries on a black background, because we've mixed in the pearl paints, the purple is going to stand out a lot more as it dries. Right, so what we're going to do is just make up a cell activator background. We'll put something over the top of it. Right, so that's just all cell activator. Nothing special, just what we've made up in our little tub. Grab my little handy dandy tool. Just put some little patterns through it here and there. Where it's thick here, that would eventually sink like that, but we have time constraints, so I'll do this to it. We'll see what happens. Alright, give it a spin. Just run my fingers down the edges. Like that. Another thing, when you use MDF board, which is medium density fibre board, you don't need to seal it. So don't worry about sealing things like that. See, and that's just straight cell activator like that. Now if you left it like that and just let it dry, it will look like this here. Right, once a clear coat goes over it or varnish, it brings a lot of the bling back. So just remember that. Okay, we'll rub our fingers around the edge. Like that, get rid of any drips. What I might do is add some colour to that, because why not? So I might go bit through there, go with the yellow. That's a neon yellow. This is a custom orange. So that's got a lot of sparkle in it, but it also lights up under a black light. Neon magenta. Absolutely love neons on a black background. They just stand out a load more. Don't worry if they darken up as they dry, because when you add clear to it again, they'll pop the same as what they look like when they're wet. So don't stress. Alright, so we've got purple. And what do we got here? Custom pink. That shifts to a blue purple colour. If you want to see how I make these custom colours, let me know and I can do some videos on it and show you how I do them. Alright, what do we got? Oh, neon magenta for a cell activator. Why not? So that's a neon magenta. Some of that down. That. We'll give that a little bit of time to sink, do its thing. So while we're waiting, we'll just clean this bottom off again. Alright, we'll grab our little tool, just put some fancy little patterns through it. Super easy to do. That. Grab our little scrape tool and just scrape off some of this excess paint. Alright. Put that there. Get our torch, pop any bubbles now, because if you leave the bubbles and you spin it out, they will get bigger and bigger. You don't want that, so pop them now. Give it a spin. You don't have to go crazy with your spin. That looks a lot faster on camera than what it actually is. Yeah. So all you're doing by spinning that is letting the weight of the paint spread out and run over the sides. Alrighty. Pop that up. And that there is what you get. So if you want to see how that magenta cell activator was made, it was video number 509 on the channel. So that was, oh, what was it? Friday? Friday for you guys, Saturday for us, that came out. So if you missed it, I'll put the link in the description for it. You can have a look, see how the magenta cell activator was made. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you're a member of Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art on Facebook, throw the questions up in there. I get to them a lot quicker than what I do on YouTube. And yeah, it's just a whole heap of fun, so give it a go. Alright guys, up next we've got Patty from Let's Pour with Patty. Click on her link that I put in the live chat. It'll take you to her premiere for today. Or if you're a member of Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art on Facebook, use the play all list, that way you get to see everybody on the Fluid Art Express, one after another, and you never get lost. If you've liked this, hit like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Ding ding! That way you get to see all this fun stuff as I release it. Alright guys, that's it from me. So have fun, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Nothing will stop us against all the odds, but just like we promised, we came to fight, fight, fight. Yeah, we came to fight, fight, fight. Yeah, we came to fight. Circle of victims like lions. You feel, I can smell your fate, I can tell. We're made to be more than just human.